Don't lie to me. Ryan Akers Show, Ryan Akers Show. Ain't giving a part of day. Ryan Akers Show, Ryan Akers Show. We just go cut it like that. All right, Ryan Akers Show.
What's up, world? It's your host, Ryan Akers, back with another M.O.R.A.L.S, the Mind of Ryan Akers live podcast. I got a great co-host actually today. And he likes to fly high. That's what I'm going to say. This brother literally is in the clouds. You know what I'm saying? And we want to take advantage of his kindness to come sit with us, chill with us, give us some great information on possibly how you could be flying high as well in multiple areas and facets in life. So with further ado, Mr. Kenneth Morris. How you doing, sir?
I appreciate you, my man.
Thank you for coming out, man.
Oh, my pleasure. Appreciate you having me, man.
Listen, if you haven't noticed already, he's a pilot.
Yeah.
I'm kind of jealous that you have a jumpsuit and I don't, but we could have made this work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, make it work. Make it work.
So listen, brother, I want you to tell the viewers out there a little bit about you and where you're from.
Okay, cool. I appreciate the opportunity, man. I've been at this for a while, but
All right.
I will say this is my first podcast.
Well, listen, we M.O.R.A.L.S is getting it first, the exclusive.
There's more to come for sure. But yeah, I
appreciate that
you having me. But I'm from Houston, man. Born and raised in Fifth Ward. Graduated school out of South Park, out of Jones, man. So
wait, hold man. Talk back up.
I know.
You say you from Fifth Ward? I ain't even from Texas, son.
All
right, yeah. Wait, so he's from Fifth Ward, Texas, but you finished school in South Park.
Yeah, so my mother's family is from the north side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they from Fifth Ward and Wheatley and so forth. That's what.
Shout out to Wheatley.
Wheatley High School, much love. And so once I got 15, moved around a couple places, but my dad's family's on the south side.
Okay.
So I don't have any brothers, so I connected with my cousins, Rodney and Roderick. Shout out to them.
Gotcha.
And once I connected with them, they became my brothers, and we went to school in South Park, and I got a bit of both. So I got the best of both worlds, man. I wouldn't change it for
North and the South.
I wouldn't change it for nothing, man.
That's a good fusion, actually, though.
Yeah. Oh man.
Right.
That's why I'm able to make it.
So it's I bet. When I first came to Houston, it was 2002 or 3.
Okay.
And brother, I was amazed at the people. I lived in on the north side when I got here. I did a lot of business on the south side.
Yeah.
But I used to try to tell people from the south side to come to my house on the north side.
They not coming.
Yeah. I was like oblivious to why they would not come over. I'm like, I'm just across the freeway. They like, no.
Nah.
But I get it now.
Yeah.
Now it's love. People are,
it's love.
You know what I mean? Cross-pollinating.
Yeah.
So to speak. Or
past Georgia or Brown. That's the
I didn't know that.
If you know, you know. Yeah.
So listen, man, as a product of Jones, how does one did you have an interest in being a pilot?
Nah, man, that's the funny part, man. That was never my goal coming up. Never seen another black pilot, female pilot, Hispanic. I was shooting dice, doing everything my culture was doing, my environment. So I was just like everybody else. One day I'm literally getting in trouble at school and I'm getting ready to skip, and a Navy recruiter comes in while I'm walking out. And that's,
shout out to the Navy, man.
The Navy came through. No other branch was coming. And he didn't even try to recruit me. I was a knucklehead, man. I was really getting into trouble. So he just, a brother, he decided to take me under his wing and mentor me. So that's why, to me, mentorship is everything.
Very important.
Yeah, it changed my life. So he taught me how to prepare for the test. My GPA in high school was 2.1. So I wasn't doing anything.
I wasn't too much better in high school. So look,
yeah, man.
I get it.
I got around him. He started pouring into me, studied for the test. I scored really high on the test. When I went to the M.O.R.A.L.S, they switched recruiters. He turned me over to somebody else.
Oh,
the dude saw my test scores, and then he said, "Oh no." So I had to take the test again.
Yeah, he didn't believe it.
He didn't believe it.
I know.
Same test. So I scored higher the second time. So when I scored higher the second time, that's when all my jobs came available, and I chose aviation.
Brother, first of all.
Yeah, man.
Salute to this brother first. I don't know if y'all understand what's going on right now, but what he's telling you is, well, first of all, I don't want to say too much because kids, I want you to go to school and learn. All right. But being in school does not dictate your intelligence level.
Absolutely.
Right? So not that you're not learning anything, but he didn't really apply himself because I didn't.
Yep.
And yet he went and took the ASVAB and scored high twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
High enough to become an aviator, which I did not score that high.
Good.
I did score high enough to go to the Air Force, though. So salute to all my fly guys out there. But
appreciate your service, man.
Likewise, man.
Yep.
I think it's very it's important. I will ask this question about the recruiter. Did this particular recruiter, because in Houston is like a theme, did this recruiter have 22s on his car?
He didn't, man.
Okay.
He would have gotten it if he did, though, because that was my thing too. Because a lot of them did have them.
Yeah, so
he was an older guy, so MS1 Roosevelt, man, I'll never forget. But it was life changing. Again, nobody else in my family went to the military. Went to the Navy. No other pilots, naturally. And
so you broke a lot of molds.
Yeah. And then once I got in there, once I left Fifth Ward and left, I love my city.
Of course.
But once I left and got to this other surrounding, I say, oh man, I got to come back and tell people about
Let me ask you a question. So I kind of want to take it a little slow just so I'll get people to understand. First of all, shout out to the Navy and all the armed forces out there. I did poke a little fun at the recruiters in Houston because recently I had another guest, Mr. Marcus Bowers, and his Navy recruiter had 22. So that's what sold him. I was just curious if that's what sold him too.
Oh, yeah. They know what to do.
Facts. Shout out to my brother, Chief Good. You know what I'm saying? He was a Navy recruiter here for a while in Houston.
Okay.
So I get that side of it. And I keep saying Navy. My daddy was a Navy man, retired lieutenant commander. Why did I go to the Air Force? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? If I could do it all over, maybe I'd have went to the Navy and did 20 years. I don't know, but the Air Force was my choice.
Yeah, it's all good.
But you making a decision and then killing the test. First of all, I don't know. People don't really understand what the ASVAB test is. I know we take the the SATs, the ACTs. It's been so long since I've had to take that test, so forgive me for that. But to take this test, which is clear aptitude, math, some basic skills, some
mechanical stuff.
List this guy.
Yeah.
And then apparently aviation. Somewhere in there was like, he's brilliant and let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, exactly. So what happened was I scored and they laid the jobs out for you to take. Mm-hmm. I had qualified for 7 of them, but they put the 6 right here. I could have been a cook, an operations specialist.
They gave you the BS first.
Exactly. Then they put one over there. And I said, what's that job? You know what I'm saying? I see him out, pull him out, but he's kind of pulled it to the side. I was like, hey, man.
So they really didn't even want you to pick it?
Yeah. He said, look, it involved a lot of flying, a lot of swimming. 90% of the people that try this job fell out. It's going to be a cook. I'm from Fifth Ward, though. The moment you tell me I can't do something,
I'm going to do it, yeah.
I'm going to do something.
Salute to you,
yeah. So that's how I never knew about the Tuskegee Airmen or Bessie Coleman.
Wow.
I never even heard of them before. You know what I'm saying? But once I got in the military, and I was like, oh, okay, it's something here.
Yeah.
And started getting around airplanes and seeing other people being successful. They ain't no better than me. So
facts.
That's how
I love it. I love that. Keep your mindset up. For those listeners out there or viewers, man, this is definitely an era right now for sure where your mindset matters.
Absolutely.
It's very important. What you think about yourself, you can achieve those things. So
100%.
That's dope. First of all, let me ask you this question: how long was the actual training school?
So I had to re-enlist because my training was so long. So my job in the Navy.
Oh, it was like that.
Yeah. So my job in the Navy, it really reminded me of this room. So we didn't have windows that looked outside because it was a secret job.
Oh,
so
classification.
We get in our secret plane, and
we're talking to 007 right now.
Oh man,
Fifth Ward.
007 Fifth Ward. Yeah, so we jump in the plane, and my job was to find submarines from other countries.
Oh man!
So we can't see them with our eyes. So
Radar,
we have to use acoustic sound signals underwater.
Sonar too. Okay.
So, so I would listen underwater. I hear dolphins, whales, sharks. I hear.
It really picks all that stuff up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We hear everything.
That's dope.
So I get to hear the submarines, and I got to listen to the sound signatures. And based on the sound signature underwater, I can tell you what country it's from. I can tell you how fast it's going, how deep it is, if it's turning left, right, going up and down, if it's opening up its missile doors. So my job is to make sure they don't come. I'm based in Seattle, so my job is to make sure they don't come too close to the California coast.
Gotcha.
And then surprise us with
any kind of
So we do that 24/7, 365.
Now, how far out can this make? I don't want to get all into the classification.
Okay, got you.
But if you can say how, because I'm curious, just like when you're protecting the United States of America, is there a certain limit? Like how far?
That's a good question, actually, man. So I'll tell you this. So you know how you pull up to your garage and the lights come on for your car?
Yeah.
We may or may not have something at the bottom of the ocean. So
I love it.
yeah, we may or may not have. So if we see this large metal object,
You could,
yeah, and then when that go off, we know, all right, man, we got to go see what this is. And just to be honest, man, they're gonna test the limit. They're gonna see how far they can get close. And then we got protocols where we'll buzz them. Hey, man, we know you're there.
Right.
You might want to turn around and go back.
We also have submarines too.
And our submarine's the best.
Yeah.
You know, so
salute to the
yes.
US.
we do got some subs. So yeah, that's how it worked, man. But again, I never even thought about doing this job.
That's
and
crazy.
It took me all around the world twice. And it's been amazing.
Yo, salute to you, man,
I appreciate
for
it,
even having the gall, I guess, and even the fortitude to say, I want the challenge, right? They try to give you the, the bare minimum, but you took the challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's very important. Something else that happened that you didn't really touch on, but I know because I had a top secret clearance also, right? Is that you had to go through a clearance process.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which means they probably talked to your grandparents, cousins, your teachers, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And you were cleared to be able to have this particular job with this clearance. So
yeah. And I'm grateful. Yeah, I'm grateful for that because that does open up different networks of people that you can engage with. It's just so much information out there. And when I was younger, again, the mentorship I had from this brother who came and saw something in me that I didn't even see. And before I started getting off the path too much, he's like, hey, man, let's do this. And my clearances was good. And it just opened up a whole nother world for me.
Well, salute to all the mentors that's out there.
Yeah,
we're going to touch back on that because that's very important. And I have a nonprofit also that's based upon that. So I know personally the experience having a mentor and then also being a mentor. But I'm gonna let you touch on that in a second here.
All good.
So you did 2 tours, you said, around the world in 90 days. That's crazy. But so I will ask you now, I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into the actual military aspect.
Okay.
And I don't, it's maybe a little touchy, but it's real, right? Because I experienced it, my old man experienced it, my brother experienced it. I've never been a pilot though.
Oh,
so what type of challenges, i.e. discrimination or, hurdles were there for you that maybe you had to overcome?
I'm going to preface this with saying when I first got into flying, I was very disappointed by this brother. I'm not going to mention his name.
Yeah, got you.
He was on BT and somebody asked him the same question. And he said, I never experienced any challenges.
Oh, he's lying.
I was like, bro.
Yeah. Well,
there's no way because and this is when I'm fresh into it. And so you really just set our young people up to think that they can go through this and skate.
Yeah.
It's not like
no,
that.
Sir.
So for me, and when I go out and speak to students all the time, schools all around the country, I have a picture that's showing my crew. I'm the only black person on the crew, right? So you really have a different mindset. And again, understand that it's people watching that's inspired by you that look like you because you're going to go through challenges that are not going to be on paper. It's passive aggressiveness. They don't think that you belong there, and
they don't even want you there. Forget whether they think you belong there or not. They might not even want you there.
Yeah. And then again, it's not saying that every single. And I'm a person I'm for the people. I love when we can all talk and collaborate.
Of course.
But you have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, man, it's people out here that don't think I deserve this, or I should be here. They think I'm a DEI hire. They don't even know I worked so hard, man, to get to where I'm at. So, but yeah, since I got there from the beginning, I think what helped me though is being from Fifth Ward.
Being already came a little tough.
I was tougher than a lot of people who bounced out of flight school because they're like, oh, he said this about, man, trust me, I heard worse. So
that's good and bad, but it worked for you in your favor.
Yeah, it worked out in this situation. But yeah, I would tell anybody that's looking to get into aviation, that's coming from a minority background, that's a woman, that's Hispanic, or that's not a white male, be prepared. Everybody's not going to want you to pass them up. They want you to do well, but let's do well right here. Don't
Man, that's crazy that you said that.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate, but it's reality. And I think that's where we mislead people. You know, you can see us, oh, we love seeing all the black pilots together, but we got to go jump in a flight deck with a white guy that we can't relate to.
Right.
You know, so now we just up there and, you know, we can't talk about religion. We can't talk about politics.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about Netflix movies.
Yeah.
Just to keep the tension down, you know. So yeah, it's interesting.
There's definitely gonna be some tension that's built.
Yeah.
Maybe because the other party has never even dealt with
Absolutely
our race, and that's crazy to me. But being in the military myself, having experienced that, it was like mind blowing to meet somebody from Tennessee that like never grew up around black folks, and I was like,
oh yeah.
Is he serious? Like, because I'm from California. I'm like, I got whites, I got Asians, I got Mexicans, I got Samoan. Like, for me, I'm cool. But to experience that firsthand,
oh yeah,
and then that person has to be in charge of me.
Oh yeah,
by delegation, not because I want him to be. Yeah, so
no, that's a real thing, man.
I get it, and again, this is commend you for sticking with all of this during this process. Because damn, it just sounds like a lot, and I ain't have to go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I got a good support system, man. From the very beginning, when I went to the military, again, I don't have any brothers, but I got younger sisters, I got aunts and cousins and friends who, if you knew me back then and we still rocking right now, like you're my circle. I done met so many. I got probably over 10,000 people on LinkedIn and all this.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I got so I know people in my network, but my circle are the people that knew me from way back then. That's like seeing the growth and seeing the changes and the obstacles.
So you got a close knit family.
Oh yeah, my family, everything.
Absolutely.
My family's everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So outside of being a family person, a family man, even, I'm gonna jump back to the military side of things.
Yeah.
For those that are familiar with the military, you can be an officer or enlisted. So which were you?
So I went in enlisted, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I think my journey, I tell people I didn't want to be a pilot growing up. I didn't know about it. Then when I got in the military, the first plane that I flew was a military plane. They're like, wait a minute, you was enlisted. How did you do that? What happened was, again, I'm flying on a crew with 12 people. We're overseas in the Middle East. We're on 12-hour flights on patrols. So we're up in the air for a long time. So one of the main pilot, Lieutenant Kashak, I'll never forget this. I'm in the back. I'm just happy because I got a job doing. Let me stay out the way. Y'all do that. I don't want to mess this up.
Right.
I don't want to miss those submarine sounds. So he say, Petty Officer Morris, you think you can fly the plane? I'm like, what? I never even thought about flying the plane.
Yeah.
I'm just content back here. Again, I had never even had that.
Mind.
Yeah, it wasn't in my mind. I wouldn't stretch that far the limit to I say, this is my one shot. I go, yeah, I think I can fly it.
Even if you couldn't, we gonna say yes.
Yeah, I gotta say yes. So Lieutenant K, he said, come on up. So I still got the picture now. And I share it with young people. I had to be 18 or 19.
Oh, you was young, yeah.
Yeah, I was young. Okay. I was young and fresh into the military. And again, I was enlisted. So normally it's for officers who got a 4-year degree. So they coming in at 21, 22.
Talk to them, yeah.
Yeah, 21, 22 years old. But again, I'm from 5th Ward, 19 years old. And I got this plane that I'm flying. I think it was a $40 million airplane. And the crew believed in me. He said, all right, get over here. I'm going to turn the autopilot off. When I tell you to go up, I want you to do this. When I tell you to go down, I want you to do this. When I tell you to turn left, do this. Do that.
You're making it look really easy. I ain't want to tell you that right now, but
because I did it so much. Yeah.
Listen, today I might fly a plane. If that's all it takes, go up and go down.
That's where it started. So yeah, man. But that was my very first time. A lot of people, when you first start, you get in a little four-seater Cessna.
Yeah.
That wasn't my experience. My first time ever getting in a plane was a 40 minute.
Well, it's a transport plane?
We transport people. We can configure it for transportation.
Okay.
But typically, it's just 12 of us on it doing our missions.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But that's my first time. And again.
So you were enlisted?
Yeah, I was enlisted.
And you became an officer?
No, I didn't even come. I became a pilot after I got out of the military.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
So you wasn't even... So inside, you just did more radar, sonar.
Yeah, I did that my entire enlistment. But my mind was made up that I'm gonna fly airplanes. I just don't know how I'm gonna get there yet, and it wasn't a straight path by any means. I experienced homelessness when I got out. A lot of people don't know that. You know,
that's crazy.
Because I'm looking for submarines in there. I have such a special job. Ain't no submarines in Houston.
Correct.
So it was hard to, and we didn't have the what we call TAP class where they teach you how to transition
properly.
Same
here.
See, exactly. So it was very difficult, man. So I said, you know what? I left when I left my
You didn't want to
last
become
job.
like a air traffic controller or something with that?
Interesting, nah, because I knew I was gonna be a pilot. I knew it was,
Oh,
I just
you
didn't
all
know
right?
what.
You had the third
Yeah,
start ready for
yeah,
it.
my mind is already made up. I just didn't
Okay.
know how I was gonna get there. And then, interestingly enough, a good friend from the Air Force, uh, he flies at United
Aim
now.
high.
Aim high. Air Force looked out for me, man. He was working in the Pentagon. He said, and this was right when COVID hit. He
Okay.
said, Kenneth, this program coming. I know you've been working on getting your license and all that.
Yeah.
I need you to apply for this program for veterans, $100,000. All we want you to do is fly, train to fly. I'm like, what?
The program was 100, or
Yeah,
like once you
that's how
complete
much
it.
money they give you to all, no working. All we going because that's the biggest barrier to entry is paying for flight training.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's just too much money for. We don't have that kind of money sitting around.
Correct.
So the government paid for all my flight training. I don't have like loans or anything
No
like
debt.
that. No debt.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's how I got into it. That was after the Navy though, and
Okay.
again, the government Department of
Or something new,
Transportation.
because I didn't know that. I thought it was like
Yeah.
while you were in there, you
No,
were
no,
flying
no.
around.
So I flew, but I wasn't the pilot at that time. Once I got out, I got my degree in computer information systems through the GI Bill.
Okay.
And then I got picked up for this program.
Well, say you took advantage of some of these
Oh,
benefits you
absolutely, man. Had to. So yeah, I became a pilot as a civilian.
got. Okay.
And once the military found out about the outreach I was doing, they started supplying me flight suits and telling me whenever you need a plane or anything like that.
What?
Yeah. So they sent me airplanes when I have my events. All that, man.
What?
Yeah.
First of all, I wear a 2X flight suit.
Get
In
your-
case they're listening right now.
Yeah, man.
Second,
Yeah.
this is like helicopters or like planes?
Planes, but I can get helicopters too, though. So that's one of the things.
Can you fly a helicopter?
I don't fly helicopters.
That was like off subject. I was thought about it.
No, it's all good. That's good. Very few people fly helicopters and planes. Now, those people are skilled.
Okay.
I know a few people
big
that do
difference
that.
in
Yeah, it's a bit different. So usually once you get on airplanes, you typically stay on that path. But some
Okay.
people do both.
Dope. So since we're on the airplane path,
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of seeing your presentation a few years ago. I'm trying to remember exactly which conference it was, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
give me some background. Was there Blue Angels in there anywhere?
Yeah. And I got an opportunity to fly with the Blue Angels a little over a year ago, a year and a half, I believe. Again, the opportunity came from the work I was doing in the community.
Pause really quick. Hold on. I had to get that out first to make sure. Then I could go into this segment. Yeah. I want to make sure first.
Yeah, man.
First of all, the Blue Angels is like the elite group of pilots that fly for, I guess, multiple branches now, right?
Yeah. Well, they represent the Navy,
right?
but they fly all around the world. They represent the Navy.
I saw these Blue Angel pilots doing flight exhibition in San Diego, MCRD, years ago, man, when I was growing up. I was like so enamored. Then I saw Top Gun. Yep. I'm like, yeah, those guys are dope. I never knew one though, right? So to sit next to somebody, know you know what I mean? I don't know, like, y'all don't act like y'all excited. I'm excited that I'm sitting next to this guy right now. You know what I mean? This is like a childhood dream almost.
Yeah.
To see somebody that represents and looks like me to be able to have that accolade.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, so basically when they go to different cities and whatever, all around the world, they'll have the media come out and say, hey, we want to let people know that we're here. Mm-hmm. Broadcast it, and then what they have is what they call their key influencer for a particular city. So Houston, we got millions of people. The military reached out to me, hey man, you interested in flying with the Blue Angels? I'm like, what? Absolutely. That's like hitting the lottery.
Exactly. For me. Listen, it's dope to me.
Yeah. So when they reached out and shout out the recruiters there, Sarah, who was one of the top recruiters who reached out to me, who I know personally, but she saw the work that I was doing in the community as well. So that's how I ended up getting that flight, and it was like nothing I've ever experienced. Again, I've flown in a lot of different aircraft, but again, flying at 7.5 Gs, it's no other word beside amazing, man.
Yo, did you have to go through like practices or whatever when you're flying?
That's the crazy part, man. 10 minutes.
Man, not 10 minutes. First of all, y'all ain't messing me up talking about how easy it is to fly these damn things. And now you saying that the Blue Angels
so what happened was literally we get there and all they do is they say, hey man, be prepared for your body to feel something different like it never felt before. So
That's crazy.
so you they say so we got this thing called a hick maneuver, so that I don't pass out when we're doing all these G's.
Yeah.
So literally we're sitting there, I'm sitting across from the one of the guys. He works with the Blue Angels, but he wasn't the pilot that I flew with.
Okay.
He's like, okay, I want you to
Breathing.
just get your breathing under control, because if not, the blood's gonna rush to your head and you're gonna pass out.
I seen it on TV. I ain't never.
Yeah, but I didn't pass out. That's the biggest thing. If you ever get a chance to fly in F-18s, especially with those high G maneuvers, not passing out is the goal. You know, so I didn't.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna get a chance to fly in them.
Never say never. Never say never.
If you buy one and then fly it, then somehow I can get in the back of there.
Never say never. But yeah, so that was a great opportunity. But again, it all came from giving back, man. Just being selfless and understanding it's bigger than you.
Yeah.
And it's never about the money. Like, a person really couldn't pay the military. Oh, I'm gonna give you $1 million to go fly with the Blue Angels.
Right.
Likely, you're not even gonna get to them. You know. So when God opened up that door, it opened up many more opportunities and just lanes that I hadn't even thought of.
So a couple of things I'm gonna take from what you just said. First of all, favor ain't fair, because obviously that was a blessing to be able to fly with the Blue Angels.
Yeah.
But also, especially, you weren't even in the military.
No.
I was thinking that these pilots, the majority of them, are inside, like, active duty.
Right? Yeah. So the Blue Angel pilots are all active duty pilots.
Okay. All right.
Yep. They're all active duty pilots that are on a separate assignment.
Right. Yeah.
So they're not going out. Their only job is to go around. They fly
exhibitions.
Yep. 300 days out the year, they're traveling on the road. So
it's kind of a cool job,
which is really a cool job, because you entertaining people, you going to
paid on the 1st and the 15th.
Yeah, but it, like I said, I have so much respect for those guys, and we have a female woman Blue Angel now. So
okay, dope. I know you did.
Yep, just got her this recent season. But yeah, phenomenal pilots, man. Definitely people that I look up to, and
salute. Yeah,
doing good stuff.
Blue Angels are dope. So you touched on mentoring, and then also I know aviation seems to be a big part. That was like your passion outside of the military. But when I ran across you, I guess a couple of years ago, you were intertwined with introducing aviation to kids that look like us.
Absolutely.
All right, is that still a passion?
Oh,
something that
it's funny though, because I'm literally 2024. I kind of was behind the scenes. From 2013 to 2023. If you've seen anything on my social media or whatever, it's all I'm out in the public with the kids and so forth. Because that's how people find out about me. 2024, I kind of took a different path and looking at the airlines as options. But my passion is the mentoring and working with kids. And I got that. Shout out to the Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals, OBAP. They gave me my very first flying scholarship. They gave me $2,500. This was in the very beginning, before I even went to my first flight school. It's like, hey, so it's organizations like them.
I didn't even know that they existed.
Yeah, most people don't.
This is the crazy part about
so
research this stuff, guys. If y'all want to learn how to do this, man, and find individuals like Mr. Morris to do that too.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. So Organization of Black Aerospace Professionals. We got Sisters of the Skies, who I think is another.
Sisters of the Skies?
Yeah, so it's all Black women. That's helping.
That's also dope. I didn't know they existed.
People didn't even know they exist. So it's organization like that. And then it's for air traffic controllers too. We got the National Black Coalition of Federal Aviation Employees. So it's all African American people. And it's open to everybody. But it's just us who are looking to bridge those gaps, and scholarships. Come out and visit the air traffic control tower so you can see the work we do.
Nobody knows this stuff.
Nobody knows
like stuff. This is something that you know, I like to get this in depth in these, you know, interviews, because the people that look like us, like you said, did you know about this when you was in high school?
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't either. Right.
Absolutely.
And there are a lot of individuals that are out there that either are children right now or have children who are interested in learning how to do something different besides the traditional thing that they push on our community, unfortunately, is sports. Like we're just limited to dunking, catching, and hitting the ball, or kicking one now. You know what I'm saying? The soccer. Right. But what? It's like we're capable of so many different things. We're just not open, or they don't share these particular opportunities. So I appreciate individuals such as yourselves and these other organizations who you just mentioned that I didn't even know existed, that are out there for our youth to be able to tap into and open up your mind.
Yeah.
Because so many different things exist for you to be able to even I was mentioning this on another show, running for offices, right? Mayor and the city council person and, districts, whatever, right? Those jobs, while it may not appear to have much upside as far as financial, which they do make money, right?
Yeah.
But there are things in Congress that you can work, you get elected, you work for 5 years, you can retire. I ain't know that.
Yeah.
If somebody would have presented me with that option, or even the option to become an air traffic controller or a pilot, even when I was 10, 15, right? Who knows what route, that I may have chosen and other individuals. So I want to salute you for real and appreciate you for taking that upon yourself to even help with that.
Absolutely, man. And again, when you speak about these careers, as far as when we're young, doctor, lawyer, teacher, NFL, NBA. Well, what young people don't realize is, without naming celebrity names, like I worked in private aviation too.
Yeah.
So I used to be one of the guys to put the fuel on the plane. But every celebrity you can think of, I've met them. Like when it comes to rappers,
That's dope though.
Football players. So if your desire is to think outside the box and you still network with these individuals, you don't have to make it to the NBA to do that. Just understanding, hey, they have to travel from here to here to here. I've been to countless games where I got it because I'm a pilot. I work.
So you got the tickets for free?
Yeah, exactly. I think my homeboy just posted a picture today on him and LeBron. LeBron flew from wherever he was just recently. He had 2 black pilots. LeBron want to take a picture with him.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm sure he's the same thing. Like, man, this is dope.
Yeah, it's harder to become a black pilot or airline pilot than it is to go to the NBA.
For sure.
100%.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah.
So I got a question. This is gonna be something, we're talking about making money now, right? So I want you to be transparent with the people out there.
Absolutely.
Well, let me back up before I ask that question. You said that you've done private aviation. Have you done airline aviation, like
that's where
American?
I'm at now. So that's the next step, is to go to the
commercial.
Commercial.
That's what it's called, right? Commercial.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's the next step.
Okay. So in the aviation fields, and just in your knowledge bank, what does the money look like?
That's a good question. So a lot of people, even when I go out to schools, they ask that question. If you ask a pilot how much they make, they're likely not going to tell you, right?
Give me the range.
No. Yeah, that's all good. So when you're first starting in what we call a regional airline, they'll tell you the hourly rate that they make. So
you have to pay by the hour?
Yeah, so what we do is considered a trade.
Okay.
So it's the same way you get your HVAC, the same way you get you don't have to have a 4-year degree to be an airline pilot. People don't know that. So they think that you have to go to the military, or this day and age, that's not how it works anymore. It's how it used to be.
Okay.
So again, I don't have a 4-year degree, but I really can't go too much higher at my point where I'm at now with my aviation career because of my experience though. But when you're starting out, you're going to make probably about $100 an hour every hour.
First of all, that's great money. I don't know what I thought you were about to say, but it was dead. $100 an hour.
Yeah, you can make about $100 an hour, which is cool.
Average person is making like 20, maybe.
Yeah.
That's average.
Yeah. So once you get to the regions, you're making about 100. And then once you continue climbing the ladder, once you get to United and American, these other, you're making $300-$400 an hour. And yeah, it's good money.
No wonder
for
they
me,
stay there.
oh yeah, that's the problem. They're gonna stay there. That's why and I applaud young people who start early. Like for me, this was my 3rd career. From the military, I worked in IT, and then flying full time. Again, I worked at the museum, which
you worked in IT?
Yeah.
I think you skipped over that part.
Yeah. So I did it briefly only because it wasn't my passion. That's what I got my computer information system.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't my passion. It was one of those, man, I'm getting up, going to work. I ain't really enjoying it.
You knew that wasn't it.
I knew that wasn't it. And I said, yeah. So and it ended up opening plenty more opportunities when I made a conscious decision to go back to aviation.
Question, in lieu of the hours that you're asking, and I'm asking these questions because I know somebody else is thinking about it, right?
Okay.
What is I don't know how pilots get paid. I know you're telling me right now that there's an hourly rate depending on your experience or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or where you're working for.
Yeah.
But is it like every 2 weeks?
Oh yeah, every 2 weeks, and it depends too. Like if you're working at a flight school because you're trying to get to the airline and build a certain number of hours. It's usually every 2 weeks, and that pay is closer to maybe $50 an hour. So it's not quite the.
But that's in school.
That's why you're getting ready to go to the airline. So you're done with school. Now I'm teaching you how to fly. So
okay, wow, it's like a pay it forward type of situation.
Exactly. Except for I'm going to get paid about $50 an hour to do that, $40-$50. So once I get enough hours, 1,500 hours, then I can apply for the airlines.
All right, man. So, you be so casually just saying.
That's
1,500 hours. Like, I think that it takes the same amount of hours to become a barber or something crazy. Like
it's exactly. So that's the thing about it. That's why we consider it a trade, because
isn't that 9 months, right? Something like that.
You can get it. I think it took me, and that's the thing that varies too. There's no set. Everybody's path is different.
Okay.
So some people, again, I was on the business side. So if you work as a flight instructor, you're gonna constantly
you can get those hours
get it faster. Or if you do pipeline patrol, so they have little 4-seater planes that'll fly all day. You can fly. I'm
enamored right now. I've never even heard of pipeline control. Don't know that.
Yeah.
But you have to be a pilot to do that.
Yeah. So it's just me in the plane. I'm flying up and down. Basically,
we're talking about oil field pipeline.
Oil field.
Okay.
So we're making sure there's no leaks. Yeah, make sure there are no leaks in the line and things like that. We're taking pictures and so forth.
Sonar. Or this is
radar. Called LiDAR. Yep.
I know what LiDAR is. Yeah.
Same thought process. So
I'm a little intelligent.
So you're building your hours, you're getting paid, and then you're headed to the airlines. But so to answer your question, you start around 50 when you're doing those jobs in the smaller plane. Once you get to the regionals, the better airlines are paying about $100, $80 to $100 an hour. Then once you get to Southwest and American and Delta and United, $200-$300 an hour is quite.
So how I've always been curious. I guess flight attendants may get paid similarly, but how many hours? You're saying you get paid by the hour, but an average flight is like 2 to 3 hours, right?
Yeah, average flight. So we have different legs. So basically, depending on what aircraft you fly, because if you're in a bigger aircraft and you're going overseas, it could be a 10-hour flight.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, so 10 hours, I'm getting $300 an hour. You can do
oh my God. No wonder those pilots do that.
That's why.
So that makes sense why I would only want to take those type of.
Exactly.
Is that like a highly requested?
It is. So the more senior you are, then you get to choose those trips.
Touche.
You get it together.
Yeah. I might listen. I be doing a lot of stuff, so I might mess around and be a pilot next year.
Yeah.
Mess around and see your boy out there. It might be me next.
I'm telling you, man. No, it's a good life, man. And then for people that don't want to do it as a career, I tell people, if you're in real estate or if you're in any other career field, you can go get your first pilot license in 3 months. And if you want to buy your own airplane, you can still fly from here to there. And,
all right, hold on. Let's get wait. So you that's good. So first of all, let me ask this question, because do you teach that?
I do.
Are you okay?
I do.
And this is on a smaller aircraft, right?
Yeah, it can still be up to an 8-seater.
Okay.
Pilatus, again, that's the one that I'm looking at purchasing to expand other people's horizon as well. But you can buy that by yourself or with a group of people, and learn how to fly that plane, and you fly privately, so you don't have to go through TSA, and you can
like
bring
$1 million air here. That's what you're going to.
Yep.
Okay,
and
our millionaire.
Yep. So you can fly the plane yourself. There's really no limitation, and it's a tax write-off.
Salute, yeah. I see the big one.
Yeah, so it's a tax write-off. But again, we're not taught this. It's only because I've been in the industry for so long, and I'm talking to the right people. I say, yeah, we
I'm gonna have to bring you back just so we can discuss
some more.
Yeah. The only black pilot that I've seen that is relatable outside of yourself is Lil Duval.
Yeah.
He flies like a little smaller plane, but
cool, bro.
He's always
cool.
Flying.
Yeah, my guy Mel the Traveler. Cool dude too. He's the one. If you look at Lil Duval's Instagram, Mel is the one that's flying around. I think they just put something up last week.
Yeah,
that's Mel. A guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, cool brother.
Small community, it seems like.
Yeah. You got to know each other, and that's good and bad because the ones that are for us, we help each other out. But it's some who not really on that same page. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but
Well, I can see it being more of kind of a monopoly type of thing where people just kind of be greedy with it.
Yeah.
That's in all areas of business.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But yeah, it's a blessing. I can't say that enough.
So not only does he teach young people, right? He flies.
Yeah.
My man worked in IT. He was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Fifth Ward / South Park transfer. Family man, right? No brothers. No blood brothers.
No
right?
blood brothers.
Got brothers by family, right?
Yeah.
Relation.
Absolutely.
And then we're gonna backtrack really quick. This money is out here in aviation.
Yeah.
My man said 50. First of all, for y'all that's at home not doing nothing, get off your ass. $50